I'm Claire and I'm here to help you get better at ballet. I have some lovely tips today all about using our legs and feet and actually everything for our jumps. Okay, my aim has been elevation and soft landings all this week. So it's the pushing yourself off the floor and also the landing quietly, so it makes it look like you've just floated up in the air and come back down really easily with no effort at all. So today, thinking about the physical side of it, a couple of weeks ago I worked on things like the eye line, the use of the arms, your breath, all of those obviously super important, and actually they don't need any technical ability to be able to do those. Today I'm talking about how we use the bar to prepare us for our jumps in the centre. So at the bar, literally every exercise you do has a value and a purpose. So first of all, we have pliés. That's where we're bending our knees. And a plié is a movement. A lot of people think of it like a bend and a stretch. Yes, you go down, you come up again. But actually it's more squeezy than that. So you go down, down, down and up. So it really has that lovely ooziness to it. Then you go just down and up and down and up. You want to go down and up, down and up. A really good way of trying this out for yourself and really getting the feeling of this is to get a TheraBand and tie it around your knees and in a turned out position, and then do a plie, not letting the TheraBand ping and making sure you don't actually stop. And oh my gosh, it gives you such a good feeling of the resistance that you have in a plie exercise. So do give that a go and see how that works for you. Like this. Making sure that the TheraBand is actually flat over your knees. And you push away and you resist on the way up. And you push away and you resist on the way up. This really helps you get a lovely feel for that resistance. Making sure you don't ping at any point. Down and up. There you go. So that's your plie exercise. So literally make every single movement at the bar important. Make it count. So every plie you're working on that resistance. So by working that resistance, you're building up the strength in your muscles because you're working both muscle groups. Yeah, so the muscle groups of both sides of your legs are working. Your one muscle group is actually doing the movement. The other group is actually creating the resistance. And basically that is how you're going to really make those movements not only build your muscles but keep them elastic as well. You want the stretchiness of those muscles as well as the strength to push you off the floor. Another exercise, the next exercise we usually do at the bar is battement tendus, so where you're stretching your feet. For this, you're wanting to create the finishing touch on your jumps, yes? The legs get you off the floor, but if your feet are flexed at the bottom, you're not going to look like you're jumping very high. You can almost look like you're still stood on the floor. So as you jump, you've got to really point those feet really strong. So you're not only pushing yourself off the floor, they're like the finishing push to get you off the floor, but also it's like they're creating like movement streaks from your toes to show the line of you going up. You know, when you draw, like if you draw a picture of someone moving their arm, you might draw a little movement streak on the end of those fingers to show that movement. It's the same if you draw someone jumping up, you might draw little lines underneath their feet to show that they're flying up in the air. Well, if you're pointing your feet, that creates that image as well. So that's the pointing of the feet, which is actually going to push you off the floor, but also it's going to make it look like you're going further off the floor as well. The next exercise to think about is glissés. They come just off the floor, and those are preparing you for exercise like jetés, where you're doing like little springs from one leg to the other, brushing the foot out to the side. So it's encouraging you to press through the floor, which will push you off the floor to get into the air. And again, the more you press into the floor, your foot will naturally point when it comes off the floor. So again, that's really important to get your glissés absolutely pressing down. So you're pointing your foot just as much as you are closing it back into first or fifth as well. Okay, so really making sure that you're using that floor, use the pressure against the floor. with the tendus and glissés, I do like to say make every tendu count. Yeah, so literally, even if you're in the middle of another exercise and you have a tendu and to say maybe change legs, make it count. Articulate the foot, think ankle, then the toes, relax the toes, keeping the ankle stretched, then slide the foot back in. So you're always working through the foot every time you do a tendu, okay? And the same with the glissés. Next, you might do maybe rond de jambe. Yeah, these are obviously working on your turnout. Yeah, rond de jambe, rond means round, jambe means leg. So you're working on your turnout in your hip socket. And basically what you're wanting to do, it's also working on coordination because you might be using your arm as well with the leg. So it's helping you think, oh yes, I need to move my legs and arms together. In fact, often the arms anticipate the legs, especially when it comes to jumps. So the rond de jambe is also working on holding your turnout as you jump, because that's one thing that can get lost as you're jumping and you're using all that energy to fly up in the air, and your other muscles go, right, it's time for us to have a break now, and they start relaxing and you can find yourself getting a little bit parallel. You want to maintain that beautiful turnout as you're jumping so that you look really nice and turned out, which is the ballet style, but also it gives you ease of movement, yeah, from side to side in particular, when your legs are turned out. There's a bone at the top of your leg, it's the top part of your femur. If you're in parallel, that femur gets in the way of your hip socket, so it can impede your sideways movements, okay? The next exercise to think about is your tendus. So this is like a plié, same principle as a plié, but you're on one leg. So you're really working on that supporting leg. So that would be your landing leg from a spring maybe, or a posé ton levé. So really, again, keeping that lovely ooze and squeeze of that tendu. Squeeze and stretch, so that both legs stretch at the same time. And it's all very oozy and stretchy. And maintaining that turnout as you tendu, so that when you land from your jeté or your posé ton levé, that leg's properly in control and you're able to melt through those legs and keep that your other leg in arabesque or whatever position it's meant to be in. Also throughout, obviously you're thinking of maintaining your core, because when you do a jump, you don't want to collapse into it. You want to lift out of your jump or out of your landing so that you land nice and softly. So the next one would be maybe adage. Again, you might think, adage, what's that got to do with jumps? But if you're going to do a jump where you're landing in arabesque, for example, or you might do a jump where you're landing in second, like a ciseaux, and you're landing in second and then closing it, you want to be able to hold that leg in that position. So développé, you're holding it, you might do a tendu, make sure that leg stays up, or in fact slightly lifts as you do the tendu. That's all really, really strengthening and holding, encouraging you to hold that control of those positions so that you show those beautiful lines as you land. You don't just collapse and go, flying into the next jump. And finally, obviously, bars can vary completely, and this isn't a set sort of order of what a bar should be, but you'd usually have grand battement in there as well, where you're really brushing through the floor and letting that leg fly up, because again, that is your preparation for an assemblé or grand jeté. So you're going to swish through the floor, use the floor for resistance to get up off the floor, and also it's going to help that mobility for getting that lovely split jeté, or even like an assemblé, getting that lovely push and nice tight fit at the end. So those are the elements that you can think of physically whilst you're doing your bar. And it also helps you when you focus like that, because you're giving each exercise a meaning and a reason why you're doing it. You're not just mechanically going through the exercise going, oh yeah, here's my pliés, yeah, what's the time? Yeah, you're actually thinking for yourself. You're not just remembering the exercises and the technique, but you're actually thinking, okay, why am I doing this? Our aims jumps today. I'm going to really think about making those pliés really squeezy. I'm going to really focus on coordinating my head and arms and hands and everything so that it all comes together. So every exercise, think about why we do that. It's always preparing you for something in the center. So have fun with that, and I hope it helps. Enjoy your jumps, and I will see you soon. Take care. Oh, I forgot, or nearly forgot. Don't forget, do subscribe, do share with your friends. Put a comment below if it helps you. Put a comment below if you have a question. You think, yeah, but this isn't working for me. Let me know, I can help you. And finally, if you do want to dance with me, check out the website bridgeballet.co.uk and you can book yourself a class, or go to bridgeballet.club and you can dance with me anytime, night or day. See you later. Bye.